Okay, it's been an important bit of news in the last couple of days regarding the infamous EU chat control. Now, if you've not heard about it, I'll give you a little brief rundown and an important development and why EU citizens everywhere, I think, should be very thankful to Germany, who've blocked this proposal. So, let's have a quick look at EU chat control. What is chat control? Well, it's basically a proposed EU regulation, which is officially called the Regulation to Prevent and Combat Child Sexual Abuse, or CSAR. It's been nicknamed chat control because at the core of it, it involves mandating the mass scanning of absolutely all private digital communication. That's encrypted messages, photos and files on platforms like Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, you name it. Basically, everything you use are used by 450 million EU citizens. It relies on something called client-side scanning that monitors the content directly on your device before the actual messages are sent. Now, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to force this upon everybody, but hopefully that won't be necessary. But it basically breaks end-to-end encryption, really, because it scans them before something like Telegram can encrypt the messages. It represents a scary and hugely unprecedented threat to privacy. I don't even think places like China and North Korea do this. And a fundamental threat to all privacy and security, for not for Europeans, but if you're communicating with somebody, a European, that's effectively your data being scanned as well. Client-side scanning means your device basically becomes a surveillance tool, and then AI checks every single message, photo and file against government databases before you hit send. So the AI checks what you're up to before reporting you to the police. Madness. So why chat control is dangerous, I don't think you probably need me to tell you, but digital rights organisations, security experts and civil liberty advocates have condemned it. It's a dangerous precedent. It's hugely scary in its scope. It basically demolishes encryption. It doesn't matter if you're in the EU. If you're contacting anybody in the EU, they're spying on you, you know? So quite often we all contact. If I had my way, the UK would still be in the EU, but proposals like this maybe think that perhaps that's not such a bad thing. It creates backdoors that expose everyone's private data to hackers, criminals, and hostile state actors. AI false positives. Now, I'm a big fan of AI, but it's going to make mistakes, and automated scanning systems will produce huge amounts of errors. Basically because it's all about perception of what people say. It'll wrongly flag thousands of users, I'm sure, completely innocent, and it'll overwhelm investigators when police running at people's door because they've made a joke or said something out of sarcasm or out of context. I don't know. It basically destroys anonymity. Already we've got mandatory aid verification in some sense, which is already threatening anonymity and free expression, and it puts people like journalists, activists, whistleblowers and vulnerable groups at serious risk. And the EU is big, it is very big, and it's setting a global precedent. And mark my words, people will follow that. Other states will follow this model, especially, obviously, authoritarian regimes are going to jump on the chance. If the EU have done it, they will do it. It'll normalise mass surveillance and erode digital privacy far beyond Europe's borders. And now the good news, Germany has stood against it. They basically have blocked it. Now, Germany is obviously a powerful force in the EU, and it's formally opposed chat control. So, population power, but Germany represents 19% of the EU population, and there's enough voting weight to block chat control under the way the EU Council make rules. The German officials have described it as opening all letters. It's basically chat control is opening all your physical mail just to check on what you've said. When you say that, it sounds madness, but that's what it is, the digital form of checking everything you just say to see if you're up to no good. a hugely unacceptable violation of constitutional privacy protections. Signal Foundation has warned that if chat control passes, they're a secure messaging platform, you might be aware, they'll probably leave the EU entirely rather than compromise user security. They wouldn't be the only ones. They would, I'm sure lots of organisations would leave the EU because of this. Germany, Democratic Defence, Germany's opposition represents a pivotal defence of privacy, cybersecurity and democratic values, and it preserves fundamental rights. I don't know where this is going to go politically. I'm not an expert on EU law or anything like that. I hope it's put the kibosh on it. I'm reading perhaps it has, but it's not dead. It's not dead yet. So, just in case, especially important from EU citizens, but important for all of us, that this thing will spread if it ever came to terms in the EU. So what can you do? Chat control is not law, thank goodness. The EU Council will vote soon, and all the sort of public pressure and public opinion will make a difference. There are support organisations like Fight Chat Control and Stop Scanning Me. I'll put a link to Stop Scanning Me. Is quite a useful one. Here it is. It's just stopscanningme.eu. I'll put the link below anyway, so can tell you more about it. And if you want to learn more about it, it's worth reading and amplifying their messages and contacting your local representative, particularly if you're in the EU, and demanding accountability. Governments should uphold encryption and reject these mad mass surveillance, just disguised as child protection. So they think they can put the banner of protecting their children and it makes it all right, and it makes us bad for opposing it. That's completely wrong and misses the point entirely. So our private messages are not for governments to scan, and privacy, I think, and I'm sure a lot of you think, is a fundamental human right. It's worth defending. Okay, thanks for that. I hope that's helped somebody. If you've not heard about this issue about chat control. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye for now.